So let's work on this problem. If secant theta is 3 and sine theta is negative, I'm supposed to find the following trig ratios. Now, if I know secant, I know cosine, but they're not asking me to find it. Cosine theta is 1/3. Now, I'm going to use trig identities. Secant is connected to tan, and it's connected as follows. Tan squared theta plus 1 is equal to secant square theta. That's how these two trig ratios are linked. Now, I do know secant squared theta is 3, so I'm going to rewrite this as follows. Now, instead of secant squared theta, I'm going to write 3 square, which turns out to be, of course, 2. 3 squared is 9. Now, I want to isolate tan squared theta, and it can be done as follows. Subtract 1 from both sides, and you're going to get 8. Now, you can conclude that tan theta is equal to square root of 8. Now, you can write it as follows. 2 times square root of 2. I'm going to double check. That sounds about right. Now, we have plus minus here. Don't forget that. Right? We have plus minus here. Why? When you take the square root, the answer could be positive or negative. Let's pause here, and reflect a little bit. Sine is negative. Okay. Secant is 1/3. So cosine is, secant is 3. So cosine is 1/3, and 1/3 is positive. So from the question, I can infer cosine is positive, sine is negative. If sine and cosine are different, we say tan is negative. Hence, we choose negative this number. I'll tell you which one it is. And you really want to get it. Okay? Now, this part, I'm going to erase all this. I don't need it anymore. But you really want to understand why tan theta is negative 2 times square root of 2. So I already have one value. Okay? Negative 2 times square root of 2. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to get rid of this. And simplify it. I don't need the entire line. Now, I leave it here. Of course, I know cotangent theta right away. That's the inverse. So that I can write and don't forget the negative sign. So now I have 2 of them, tangent and cotangent. I need to find sine and cosecant, which is really not that difficult, guys. If you know tangent or cotangent, you can express it in terms of sine and cosine. Now you do have to understand, even though they're not asking for it, let's write it down. If secant theta is 3, cosine theta has to be 1/3. All right, you have to keep that straight. Now, you know cosine, you know tan, you can easily find sine, or you can take cosine and cotangent and still find sine. So let's write it down. Let's do some work here. I'm going to say tan theta, I prefer tan to cotangent, is sine theta over cosine theta. Now, Sine theta is what I'm looking for. I know everything else, okay? So what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna rewrite this. Let me change the color of this to green. This green sentence, number sentence equation, whatever you wanna call it, is what I'm working on. I do know tan theta. And I do know cosine theta. Let's replace tan theta with -2 square root of 2. And sine theta is what I'm after. Cosine theta is 1/3. And remember our friend cross multiplication. I can pretend there is a 1 here. 1 times sine theta is sine theta. And I get to multiply this by 1/3. Okay? That's what I'm going to do. So let's work on it. Now I do need a little bit of room, so I'm gonna squeeze them up. All right, so my next line is gonna be sine theta is equal to 1/3 times -2 times radical sine 2. And that's what I get. That's the value of sine theta. It's an important result. It's one of the ones that I'm looking for. Okay. Now, if I know sine theta, I can easily find the inverse of sine theta, which is cosecant theta. Easy. I just have to find the reciprocal. And that's going to be this. I'm done. I have all my answers. These are my answers. Let me highlight them. This one, this one, and this one, and this one. I have all my values and they're correct.